Hello, Taurus. This is not legal advice. I am your host, TINLA, and this is your weekly reading for the week of July 22nd, 2026, or whenever this reading happens to find you. So let's go ahead and start with some themes that Spirit wants to speak with you about this week. Let's see what's up. All right, we've got fall down 7, get up 8, rise determined, unbreakable. We've got expectation, waiting, and hope. All right, let's see what else is going on here. See if we can get a general theme. Okay. All right. Let's see here. It seems something is going on in your life that has ended. Obviously, we can see that. Honor what's ending. But something is not completely dead. I'm getting very death card energy in terms of like death rebirth, something coming back around, something that you have hope that if you work on it enough, it will work out. What's the general idea here? Wrong way, distractions leading you off course. Stay in sync with our spiritual self, our empath ego. All right, let's move this here. So that's like that. All right, and I want to find out some more because this could be anything. This could be the job. This could be a romantic relationship, a friendship. Could be any number of things. So let's see. Spirit, please clarify. What is this ending and rebirth sort of looking at? God help anyone who disrespects the queen or king, you know, however you relate. And one more, please. And I also am getting with that, like I say with this card, it's the queen is dead. God live the long live the queen. So again, it's very much that rebirth energy I'm getting. And it says, no honor among thieves, cannot be trusted, corruption, criminals, robbery, extortion, foolish plans, fraud, and scandal. All right, so whatever it is being hidden. What do we have on the bottom here? Reflections, changing of the tides, secrets, shadow. Interesting. All right, so whatever's going on maybe is something hidden from you right now. Maybe it's something that's coming about this week. I don't want to be too foreboding about it, but maybe there's something on the horizon that you're not aware of that may be an ending or a change substantially that you just don't see coming. It may rattle you a great deal, but I'm getting it doesn't shake your faith in yourself. You're trying to see it for what it is. Let's get some more clarification. I'm using the Trash Panda Tarot in honor of Jimothy. If you haven't seen anything about him online, you should definitely take a look. I'm going to leave a link up in the corner for you. But let's take a look. Spirit, please go ahead and tell me, what is this about? What's going on here with my Taurans? What's going on with Taurus this week? Thank you for joining me again. I would appreciate a like, share, subscribe. It is free. All right, we have Ace of Cups. So this is definitely something very emotional for you. There's definitely an overflowing of emotions. Almost like drowning in emotions here. And maybe even partying too much. Let's see. I mean, normally soda or a purple drink or any kind of liquid doesn't flow up like that. So something is happening that's against the flow. Almost like emotion leaving your life. Let me take a look. Spirit, can you clarify, what is this outpouring of emotion in this odd direction? What is that about? 7 of Swords. Somebody's sneaking off. And they're taking stuff with them, not just the sporks. I'm trying to see what that is in the cup there. We have the sporks in the cup, but we also have little packets. It looks almost like coffee or something. Whatever it is, this person that is in your life is sneaking off with things. In that relationship. Maybe they're taking more than they're giving, or they're leaving. Again, the sun's coming up here. I'm taking this as a sunrise. So this person that is at the center of all this, which of course is you, but the person that you're dealing with, the situation you're dealing with, is something that's happening not dead of night completely, but it's, you know, you have sunset here and sunrise here. It's like, I'm getting there's maybe a romantic relationship where this person is sneaking off after let's just say a happy night together. So perhaps there's someone that you have been looking to get with for a long time, and you thought like this was going somewhere, but it's the wrong way. It's not. It's a distraction from yourself. And again, it really strikes me as somebody who's sneaking off before you wake up. We'll just say that. Can I get some clarity to see about that? What's going on here, Spirit? The Hermit. Yeah, I mean, this is an energy here of you know, the Hermit can be read a lot of different ways. It's solitude, it's going back within, it's seeking guidance. I mean, this particular raccoon has his eyes closed, or her eyes closed, and, you know, going within and finding that light and holding on to that light within. I like to look at these mountains here as being, you know, under the surface of like a layer of cloud. So there's a lot more underneath. There's a lot to you. There's a lot of things you've overcome here, and you're almost ascending. You're like larger than life. You know, you're somebody, Taurus, who I think you've been through quite a bit in your life. And I mean, everybody has in their own way, but for you, you've maintained a grace and a quietness to it. You haven't really been very emotionally expressive. This is perhaps going to trigger you to be emotionally expressive, which might be a good thing. This is almost like shaking up. That's what I'm getting now. I am understanding it now. This is like shaking up the soda can and just, it pops, right? This person doing this to you is taking you from a place of, or could take you from a place of inner calm and sanctity. This action sets you off where it's just an absolute outpouring of emotion that is something that's very uncharacteristic of you. And I think that's where it's throwing you off, is that it's not normally how you'd behave, and maybe you're being a little judgmental of yourself in this coming week. And you're wondering, I think, to yourself, was I foolish to think this way? By the way, this, I just noticed, is 7 of Swords here, right? You've got 7 swords, which is that right there. It's just reaffirming, like, there is some thievery, some trickery afoot, but I'm getting you're blaming yourself about this. Like, why was I waiting for this? Why was I hoping? Why did I even bother? This is, by the way, this is 7 of Cups energy. So again, you've got 777, which also, I believe, I'm trying to remember who I did the reading for that had that as well. Because remember, this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Taurus. You could also have this other person. What was that other sign? It was a water sign. It must have been Pisces. I think it was Pisces had the 7. So go ahead and take a look at the 777 of it all. And look, fall down 7, get up 8. So you're falling down like in a spiritual awakening. You're getting up 8, stability. All right, let's take a look. 10 of Wands in reverse. 10 of Wands is a heavy burden. It's more than you can handle. But this being upside down in the reverse, if you will, is telling me that you are actually going to be able to handle this. Like, you're going to basically, like I said, have this explosion of emotion, a lot of outpouring of emotion. And then after that, you are going to regroup and realize that you can handle this. And at that point, you're going to get sort of a like kind of taking your power back energy. Let me take a look. Ooh. Yeah, 2 of Cups. You know, I see this as wisdom coming in for you, as patience, understanding, support, you know, maybe relying on a sibling, a friend, a cousin, somebody that's close to you to kind of nurse you back to health. But I'm also getting that you're going to take the strength that you've gained here and the experience you've gained in here to support other people in your life. I hate to say it, but you're very big support. You know, you're a supporting, I don't want to say a supporting role because that sounds like you're not central. You are, but you are more valuable than I think you realize to other people and their emotional needs and their stability. You know, you bring a sense of stability into people's lives, and I think that's because of this Hermit energy that you're normally in. And with this 8 of Cups, so if you're walking away, you're moving on from something. And like, this is you here communicating with the otter. Oh, everything is just kind of, you know, it's the end of Mercury retrograde, and I'm feeling it. I'm so feeling it right now. Anyway, the 8 of Cups, you're walking away, and this otter is like a trusted elder here. This is somebody that, you know, you really value their advice, that has maybe been somebody steadfast for you. I'm even getting it might be somebody that's passed away, like a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt, or just somebody you were close to that brings some wisdom to you and emotional guidance. And you're basically that person for other people now, but this person is that person for you. Okay, so we were talking about the 8 of Cups and you looking toward others for wisdom, for guidance. Again, somebody, a trusted resource for you. So you're getting like your spiritual strength from those who have passed previously, and you're bringing that to bear in your life. And I think that's really wise. You seem like a very old soul, Taurus, in the best possible way. So what advice does Spirit have for you in the coming week? What advice, Spirit, do you have for my Taurus friends? The Moon. Look, we got more Moon energy. Just look at that. Moon, Moon, Moon here. It's saying, like, expect the unexpected. in a sense. Look, I mean, we have the unexpected. We're reflecting. There's secret shadows. Again, more secrets. Remember, keep that in mind. The moon is generally an energy of illusion, of, you know, things not seeming to be the way they really are. And, you know, there could be, you know, you could have, again, a trusted friend that you get together and you celebrate and regroup together. And maybe there's like an odd one out, that lobster there. I don't know. It's always fascinating me why they have a lobster, but, you know, kind of coming out of everything. And, you know, with the moon in particular, let me see, the full moon coming up is on July, I think it's 29th. And yes, it is the 29th. So maybe that's a significant date for you. That is going to be within the next week, which is what we're talking about here. So I think there's going to be a lot of things coming more into focus and clear to you that are going to, and it's going to require you to process, I think, a lot of emotions, which is something you're not used to. I'm feeling like you're normally somebody who keeps your emotions in check. And I think I've said that during the course of this reading. So let's see what the outcome might be. What is the outcome that is likely and or possible? Of course, everything is changeable, you know, based on all the different choices that we make individually. There is free will, etc., etc. Let's see. We have the Fool. So the outcome is a fresh start. You know, you're honoring what's ending. Like we said, the death, the coffin, this is the sun on the other side of these moons, right? Which is happiness, joy. You're taking what you have learned and you're going to keep going with it. You know, and in this case, the dog, normally in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, the dog is like nipping at the heels of the person who is the Fool, really, who's getting ready to jump off the mountain here, or the cliff. But here, the dog's like on board. You know, the dog is not fighting you about it. You know, you're happy doing this. You're stoic in a way. That's a very stoic look. You know, your eyes are on the happiness, on the prize, on the other side of this situation. And so I think what it's giving me here is at the end of this week, you're very much going to be in an energy of where people are supporting you, they're loving on you, and you are feeling like people have got your back, basically. And you know, you're still looking toward, I can have happiness, right? Knight of Cups. And I think, you know what? It's coming toward you, you know, with a fresh can of soda there, or pop, but we don't do that in these parts. It's just unacceptable. But a fresh can of soda, you know, you get fresh emotions coming in, like you're welcoming something or someone into your life that is bringing that to you. So, you know, you're getting up 8, rise, determined, unbreakable. You know, you are unbreakable. Maybe that Sia song means something to you. Okay, so let's take a look. And, you know, again, God help the person who disrespects the crown or the queen, you know. You are in that energy. You are very, you know, honestly, you are, I hate to say it, but like you have some things that are kind of crazy coming your way, coming out of the shadows, and you are handling it really well. I'm surprised, but don't bury your emotions. Really, I think is what messages I'm getting here. Just face them, and you know, don't let them hold you back either. And I think you're good about that. I think you're actually really on target. No notes is what I'm saying. Now, if you happen to have a question, yes, no style, I'm going to pull a card or two on that. And so think of that question, and I'm going to see what Spirit's answer for you is. What a question. All right. Let go. Let go. So, you know, this could be an idea you've been holding on to for some time, as we've talked about, that's coming around. I'm almost getting like maybe you've hoped for a relationship with somebody specific, and it's kind of blown up in your face and not turned out the way you thought it would be. And that Spirit saying like, look, let go. This is the wrong way. There's something better for you coming down the path. You know, you guys are looking at each other here. Look, you're looking at each other. You both want each other. You're both going to be meeting equally here. You just can't see it yet. So that is what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining, liking, subscribing, and being with me. And I will see you next week.